Well, it's the story that certainly the world is looking at. President Cyril Ramaphosa will this morning give his welcome remarks at the 15th BRICS Summit taking place in Sandton. At the close of the BRICS Business Council yesterday, President Ramaphosa said BRICS leaders will go on a retreat during which they'll consider the over 20 applications they have received from countries that would like to join the bloc. Well, let's bring in SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko for more. Samkele, a good morning to you. I think that no surprises that, of course, the expansion of BRICS is going to be a big talking point today, not just between the leaders, but certainly from the those that are attending, even from other countries as well.
Yes, indeed, Naledi. President Cyril Ramaphosa will be welcoming those opening remarks this morning at this 15th BRICS Summit here at the Sandton International Convention Center. We have seen a number of political presidents and dignitaries arriving for this BRICS Summit. You saw the first head of state, Lula da Silva, arriving here within South Africa for this 15th BRICS Summit. Over there, you can see the various dignitaries being dropped off. On the other end there, Naledi, you can see that is where the various ministers of various states will be dropped off, and also the various heads of state. We do know that the president of Iran is arriving at about 10 to 1 this afternoon. And we also do know that has been a very sticking point, particularly from the Democratic Alliance, that has questioned South Africa's allegiance with countries such as Iran, and also President Ramaphosa saying that South Africa has taken a non-aligned stance. Yesterday evening, there was a retreat of all of the 5 BRICS heads of state. That would be President Vladimir Putin, who was on a virtual platform. You do have Narendra, who is the Prime Minister of India. You also do have President Lula da Silva. You also do have the President of China, which is Xi Jinping, who was a part of that particular retreat, where they were discussing how the reconfiguration of BRICS will take place and how many countries would be admitted that have applied to be full member states of this BRICS establishment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the world is watching closely to see when we'll be hearing about the expansion of BRICS. But talk to us a little bit about what the program looks like today, Samkele, because I know that it is a packed one. We are, of course, hoping that we'll see the 5 leaders of BRICS come back to us with a report of what came out of the retreat that they will be going on.
There will be a media engagement session later on during the course of the day with South African President Cyril Ramaphosa to engage on what came out of the retreat of the BRICS leaders. There will also be a photo op at about 10 o'clock this morning inside this Sandton Convention Center, where those 5 leaders of BRICS, including Lavrov, who is the foreign minister of the Federation of Russia, who is representing President Vladimir Putin, will be part of that particular photo op. You do have President Xi Jinping as well, but they will be giving that particular feedback through President Ramaphosa when he has his own media engagement with South African media organizations throughout the course of the day. It will be a plethora of closed sessions here today. We also do know that yesterday evening, when President Vladimir Putin was addressing alongside the other 5 heads of state, he was very clear that there is no reverse gear. There will be no retreat from de-dollarization within the trade of all of the 5 BRICS member states. We also do know that the development bank, the new development bank of the BRICS establishment, will now be borrowing and lending money to the BRICS establishment countries within their own currency. For instance, South Africa will be borrowed money within our own currency. We do know that Russia will be borrowed money for their own infrastructure development projects using their own country. So there is no reverse gear on the de-dollarization. You also saw Sim Shabalala, the CEO of Standard Bank, speaking that there was no clear resolution yesterday in the various commissions that were taking place on the BRICS establishment of a new currency and the de-dollarization, which will be a hot topical issue in the closed sessions here today.
Yeah. Talk to us quickly before I let you go. I'm interested to see, to hear about what the security detail must look like at the Sandton Convention Center. I mean, I don't think we've ever seen so many heads of state converging in one particular space.
we've never seen so many heads of state converging in one particular area within the African continent, and in particular within South Africa. I'm just going to ask my colleague Kwazimanzi, just so we can go handheld, just to show you some of the huge security measures that have been placed here within Africa's richest square mile here within Sandton. There is a very strong security measure. I'm just going to ask my colleague Kwazimanzi just to follow me quickly with his camera, as you may have to excuse us. The shot may be a bit shaky there, Naledi, just to show you the huge security measures that have been placed here within the Sandton Convention Center. We may not be able to show you the full scale of the security measures due to the security and movement restrictions that have been placed here. You can see the security detail that has, the police detail that has been placed here. As we go and move towards my side, you'll have to excuse me, there are other colleagues who are also live. We may not be able to fully move to the other side, but on the other end there is a Presidential Protection Services that is guarding that particular precinct as well. You go to this other end going towards the Leonardo, where President Lula da Silva had his engagement yesterday with the African National Congress and with the former President Thabo Mbeki. There is security on that other end as well. On every entrance coming into Sandton, there is police presence, whether it be South African Police Service or the Metro Police of the city of Johannesburg. They are around, and also there is also a huge deployment of those police reservists, if one may say, amapanya. Those are police officers and security officers that have been employed by the Gauteng provincial government. They have also been deployed within the precinct of Sandton in their huge numbers by the Gauteng provincial government.